Thanks for being here. Thursday the 24th. Glad to have you being a part of the program. Another nasty, hot day in the neighborhood. More to come, and what we're looking at still is pretty much what we've been talking about. What could be, we've had some hot ones, but what could be the hottest day or two of summer this year, still yet to come, but in your 7-day. I'll outline that in just a few moments. It will be right around the time we jump from July to August that we'll see a break in that pattern for at least a little while. So certainly go out on a weather-related note, whether it be good or bad, in just a few moments. A host of other news and information tonight, coverage of the Sayersville City Council meeting from earlier in the week, a quick look at another wonderfully successful health fair and back-to-school bash at the McGoffin County Health Department today, and some other news and information, so please stay with me. First off, an important announcement coming from the Rumpke organization. They're closing a couple of days. Now, this does not affect garbage collection, but just to let you know, as they've asked me to pass along to everyone, the transfer station in McGoffin County will be closed for trash drop-off and customer payments this Friday and then the following Monday. Rumpke expects the facility to be open again next Tuesday at 8 o'clock for regular operations. Trash collection, they want to stress, will not be impacted. Trash will still be picked up this Friday and the following Monday, so put it out at your regular time. They do appreciate everyone's understanding. They also say please do not place trash at the curb for drop-off or payment, and make a payment online if you so would like to, or by calling Rumpke Customer Service at 800-828-8171. So Rumpke closed. As far as the transfer station, again, Friday, Monday, but garbage collection on a regular schedule. Real quickly, an update today from Governor Beshear, his Thursday Team Kentucky update. He announced another initiative, an innovative company establishing its new Kentucky home as Meridian Biotech is opening a new facility in Franklin County. The project, part of a partnership with the Buffalo Trace Distillery, is going to convert distillery byproducts into multifunctional alternative proteins, and it includes a $40 million investment that will create some 35 high-tech, well-paying jobs. The governor also announced that the fiscal year for 2025, ended with a general fund surplus of about $313.5 million, and out of that, $251 million will be deposited into the Budget Reserve Trust Fund, and the remaining $62 million will fund necessary government expenses such as responding to natural disasters, matching funds for FEMA, and the like. The governor also announced that President Trump approved public assistance for 64 counties affected by severe storms, straight-line winds, tornadoes, and flooding and landslides and mudslides on April the 2nd, and 36 counties affected by severe storms and straight-line winds and tornadoes May the 16th and the 17th. We'll begin with area and local headlines after I come back. It's your go-to place for unique gifts, hard to find, or special gifts for anyone, including yourself. A new selection of inspirational gifts, personalized and other new jewelry arrivals, a fresh new restock of Diva and the other Tyler Candle Company scents that will not stay on the shelves, plus new colors and styles of the ever-popular Brewmate. And decorate for the season and for the 4th with a little hometown local feel at the Seasonal Shop in downtown Sayersville.
My name is Don McFarland, and I have been an attorney in Eastern Kentucky for over 30 years. This is my son, Max McFarland. I'm very proud of Max. He is incredibly intelligent, a hard worker, and is graduating from law school this spring. Max will take the bar exam this summer.
We are a family and we treat our clients like family. Bigger law firms are not always better law firms. There is no substitute for experience, personal attention, wisdom, and knowing who your attorney is.
When you have any legal needs, come see us, and we will personally represent you, and we will put our experience and energy to get the results you need.
If you have been in a car wreck, injured on the job, in need of Social Security disability benefits, or have any legal needs, come see us and let us take care of you. Call us at 349-9000.
Welcome to the best sales, the best service, and the best selection in the viewing area and Eastern Kentucky. It's Conley Tire in Staffordsville, where they have big specials on big name brands every month. And as always, brake jobs, oil changes, computer diagnostics, and 6 months no interest. Conley Tire in Staffordsville and conleytire.net.
Hi, I'm Patty Maynard, your local health insurance agent here in McGoffin County. I've been serving our people for over 25 years. I would love to discuss Medicare products with you. I represent Humana Insurance Company as well as others. My office is here in Sayersville on Route 7 on Superior Hill, beside the entrance to Bluegrass Cemetery in the same building as Patty's Tax Service. My office is open 10 to 5 Monday through Friday. I would love to see you, or you can just call us at 606-349-1993.
I love working in the coal mines, even though it was hard work. But if you suspect you have black lung, you can't work anymore. You'll find out that filing for benefits is hard too. I had friends who give up after years of trying. If it hadn't been for Big Sandy Healthcare, I wouldn't even try myself. If you think you have black lung, call Big Sandy Healthcare and get the help you deserve.
Jumpstart the career you've always wanted today with one call. One call to Tech Center, Kentucky's newest and most innovative trade college, offering national certification. Graduate in less than a year. Limited scholarships are available now, and this enrollment is open until August the 2nd. In carpentry, electrical, heavy equipment operation, masonry, plumbing, and welding. Tech Center is located in Sayersville in the back of the Lloyd M. Hall Community Center. You can call them at 349-7115 or find out everything at techcenterky.org. While often helpful, did you know that popular non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like ibuprofen and naproxen and others increase your risk of having a heart attack or stroke, as well as other internal issues? And those risks are significantly higher with prolonged use and higher dosages. Find out all you need to know about common concerns and cautions and options when you stop by and talk to a Parkway Pharmacy pharmacist in Sayersville. One name, one call, one ultimate solution to your heating and cooling, sales, 24-hour service, and installation for home, commercial, boilers, chillers, and VRF systems. With over 15 years of experience and now based right here in the viewing area, Ultimate Air, 496-6651.
Johnson Central High School stands alone in providing the most college and career programs of study in one building throughout the entire state of Kentucky. This includes pathways in everything from the medical field to engineering, telemedia, welding, agriculture, and even aviation. And that's just to name a few of the 32 different choices. Work has also been started on a brand new state-of-the-art high school. So now is the time for your child to experience the power of opportunities in Johnson County School.
Before I get to local headlines this evening, many of you may have seen reports about a Winchester man who is the subject of inquiry by not just the Kentucky State Police, but county, at least one other county police department. Now, he is in jail. He is charged with murder. The report has been ongoing and growing now for the past few days, and really, at least to our knowledge, doesn't reach into the viewing area. But today I did reach out to one of the detectives related to the case to find out if, in fact, it did, and more about information that is still being sought. This man has possibly, allegedly says police, left behind 3 victims deceased, 2 who are still alive, and they fear that Epperson, Brian Epperson, may have left behind others before being jailed. A man who was working as a maintenance man and handyman in the... This man, Brian Epperson, who was working as a handyman and a maintenance man in the Winchester and Clark County area, is tied to now 3 bodies of women who have been found by police, as well as 2 other victims which are said to still be alive and well. 2 women's bodies were found in motels, one at an Airbnb in Powell County, the Airbnb where he was said to have been with the victim who was discovered there. They have found evidence, as I understand, including capsules, which appear to have been purchased empty online and then filled with very high doses of methamphetamine. Authorities say that one of the victims had a measurement of methamphetamine in her system of 50,000 nanoliters per the other increment, when a normal overdose would be around 2,000. They believe that he was filling capsules with methamphetamine and then giving them to his victims, 3 again so far. This all started back with one death back on May the 31st. The Powell County coroner called to an unresponsive woman, Kristen Morris, found at an Airbnb. She had been staying with Epperson. They found tablets and other evidence there that they were able to link to him, to his vehicle, as I understand. June the 27th, a missing person report at the Irvine Red Roof Inn. The family of a victim used Find My Phone applications to find that she had been at the motel. That body was found, her body, in a room that had been rented by Epperson. She had been there for some 2 to 3 days, deceased. He's also facing video voyeurism for a former living girlfriend who was being questioned by police, and during the questioning found a digital clock which he had bought, which actually had a video and audio recording device in it, which evidence was also found on his phone. So with all that in mind, authorities are reaching out to anyone in that area and possibly even beyond to see if he's had contact with any other women or individuals in any form or fashion, fearing that there might be other victims that they are unaware of out there while his case continues. It's also my understanding that Epperson had been out of prison for a few years, 2, 3, 4 approximate, where he had been jailed related to a DUI-related traffic fatality. In local news, a quick look at another successful, very successful, big family fun health fair, back to school, blowout, whatever you want to call it, all the above fit at the McGoffin County Health Department earlier today. It's an annual event for its second annual time in this format, but they've been having annual health fairs for a number of years, and it's grown into a big back-to-school event. As was promised, well more than a couple of dozen vendors and providers were on hand. School supplies, free sports physicals were available, and of course, given that it was just another brutally hot day in the neighborhood, they planned ahead and had a bunch of wet fun as far as the big inflatables, and even some ices were provided. All you had to do was stop by. It was all free, lasted 4 hours, and well over 100 young and older people showed up and had a blast, as was the main point for the event, getting healthy and having fun, as was brought to you today by the McGoffin County Health Department, who was very grateful for all that showed up.
I want to thank everyone for making our second annual School Back to Bash Health Fair a great success today. We've had over 120 or 30 adults and that many or more kids. They've had a great time. We want to thank all of our community partners that come out and just try to help McGoffin County become healthier. And again, we want to say a big thanks to all you out there that came out and all of our community partners that support us in every way they can. And thank you for making us the best health department in Eastern Kentucky.
Sayersville City Council coverage in just a few seconds right now. A quick update on a relatively quick McGoffin Farm Bureau calendar tonight. Remember the big golf scramble that was to be hosted by the DAV of McGoffin County and Sayersville? It's still on because, well, they had to postpone due to the weather. But it has been set for September the 5th. That's a $250 entry fee for a 4-person team at the Paintsville Country Club. Cash prizes for first and second, and it is in support of our DAV. There's so many win-wins here that, just goes without saying. If you're a golfer, or if you want to just be there and have a good time and enjoy the company of others, well, get you a team together, get to Paintsville Country Club. They'll sign up at 8 o'clock the morning of, again, September the 5th, and tee off at 9. And I'll remind you off and on between now and then, as I remind you every night to get calendar announcements and birthday anniversaries to me so I can tell everyone about them. From there, we'll go to funeral service announcements tonight. And first off, services have now been set for 75-year-old Sherry Lynn Miller of Port Charlotte, Florida, but formerly of Sayersville, of course. She passed away at her home on the 21st. Daughter of the late Smith Slusher, Lucy Patrick Slusher, and Christine Linden Slusher. She's survived by her husband, Sammy Jr., as well as daughter Michelle Howard and son Steve Putt Miller, a grandson Seth Howard, granddaughter Kelly Page Howard, 2 step-granddaughters Jade Howard and Taylor Howard, as well as a step-grandson Colby Howard. 1 great-grandson Dawson Cade Howard and great-granddaughter Lainey Brooks Howard. 3 step-grandsons Braylon Arnett, Cooper Conley, Kaiden Howard, and two step-great-granddaughters, Tatum Hagan and Kaylani Howard, and her two brothers, Harold Slusher and Sam Slusher. In lieu of flowers, due to the family traveling, they've requested donations be made to the Magafa County High School Senior Trip Fund. Sam and Sherry spent 15 years traveling with Neil Nehigh West with several other senior sponsors to D.C., and they always wanted to ensure that each child had the opportunity to go. A celebration of life in Sherry's honor is going to be held at a later date. Services are still being made and arranged at this time for 51-year-old Anthony Bain of Sagersville, who passed away Wednesday. And services are also being made at this hour for 53-year-old James Michael Lewis of West Liberty, who passed away yesterday, the husband of Alicia Lynn Reed Lewis. Those announcements, too, to be announced by the Magafa County Funeral Home. For whatever reason, if your working days are over, don't do anything before you meet Grover. Social Security, disability, SSI, work injuries, wear and tear, and hearing loss. 888-9-GROVER.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in small town values.
And Mom and Dad and the things they handed down.
I believe some of the best people in the world are farmers.
I believe in insurance that protects families, homes, and cars.
I believe in always finding a way to do what you love.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
SMB is proud to stand with you with what might be your very first and definitely last checking, savings, retirement, even Christmas Club account, along with consumer, auto, mortgage, business loans that you can easily manage from anywhere in the world with safe, secure mobile and online banking that comes from over 120 years of commitment to your financial life and well-being, today, tomorrow, and forever. Salyersville National.
I'm John Montgomery, auctioneer with High Point Realty and Auction. If you're looking for a nice starter home with every convenience that country life in Eastern Kentucky has to offer at an affordable price, we have an opportunity for you. We're offering a property located at 145 Tommy Dyer Street in Salyersville, Kentucky, to be auctioned on July the 26th at 10 a.m. This property includes a very well-maintained 16 by 80 mobile home, a 26 by 28 metal garage with concrete floor, a 36 by 43 stall barn, with an additional house seat including electric, water, and sewage. Whether you're looking for your own home or a great rental property, be sure to check this one out. It's located only minutes from the Salyersville city limits. Located at 145 Tommy Dyer Street, Salyersville, Kentucky. The auction will be held July the 26th at 10 a.m. We can't wait to see you there.
Atrial fibrillation is one of the more common rhythms we see.
AFib is an arrhythmia of the heart where the top part of the heart is beating erratically and out of sync with the bottom part of the heart.
The electrophysiology service is made up of a team of healthcare providers, and that includes an electrophysiology lab where we're able to do procedures to help repair heart rhythm problems. When a patient becomes heart rhythm free, it can really restore their life.
ARH, more for Appalachia.
It's just the perfect spot to grab lunch, a snack, something sweet, pick up your meds, or have them brought to you curbside. It's your hometown Good Neighbor Pharmacy that's been proud to serve you and your families for over 100 years. And now on their already incredible menu, fresh baked goods from the Daily Bread. Frazier's Prater Drugstore, 349-3135. Tomorrow is Friday, and Friday's special is livers or gizzards or both for just $5.79 plus tax at your Salyersville Lee's Famous Recipe, and that's with 2 homemade sides and a biscuit. And you can stop by and dine in 10 till 9:30 or drive through 10 till 10 every day at your Salyersville Lee's Famous Recipe. Before I go on to our next local headline, I wanted to mention today that we've learned of the passing of Willard Kinzer of Kinzer Oil, Kinzer Racing as well. He passed away earlier today at the age of 97. Of course, initially very well known for growing his family-owned business, which he took the helm of back in the early 50s to where it is today, but also after he got into his young 80s or in his 90s, he became a very, very accomplished drag racer and spent a lot of his time into that well before his 80s and 90s. But he's continued into the sport and continued to grow into the sport well into his 90s. So for a whole lot of reasons, that makes Mr. Kinzer very unforgettable. And of course, this falls on absolutely nothing to do with the local level, except for the fact that, well, most anyone would have recognized any or all of the names, of course, of Ozzy Osbourne, which was lost just 2 days ago. Hulk Hogan died earlier today. Malcolm Jamal Warner from The Cosby Show, of course, in his 50s, who drowned. It's been an unusual week for a lot of folks who are fans of any or all of them, perhaps, especially throughout the 70s, 80s, and 90s. With that said, the Sayersville City Council met in session earlier this week. The meeting began, as does customary, with approval of minutes, payment of bills. They went on to set the tax rate for the next fiscal year. They left that tax rate the same rate as which it was. The council then went into executive session at the request of Mayor Howard to discuss litigation. The meeting was brought back in to action, and from there, the mayor made a brief update on awaiting funding for sewer projects, and then opened the floor to the public, that being one individual who was there to address the council, former Sayersville Waterworks Superintendent David Gardner.
I'll make a motion.
Okay. All in favor? I give y'all a letter we just got Wednesday. Got the grant agreement for the ARC project has been executed. We've done all the paperwork. When we got the CDBG last year, we done all the paperwork to receive it, so as soon as we get that through, we should be pretty close ready to go. That makes the 2.1 million for the lift stations and the grinder pumps. And that's all I have. Audience comments. David.
Yes, thank you. I know you guys don't want to hear me, but...
Well, we got 3 minutes, so...
No, we have unlimited minutes.
No, council voted, you got 3.
Is there, it's in the minutes? Where?
As I know, you got 3, David. That's what
You was
got.
here when we talked. Carol made the motion.
Show me the minutes, Jeff.
Dave, you got 3 minutes, or we're gonna make a motion to adjourn and leave.
Show me the minutes that says we have 3 minutes.
Time's running.
Show me the minutes where we made the policy where we had 3 minutes.
I understand that happened the last time
No, it did not. Daryl made the motion to hurry up. No one made a motion to 3 minutes. Now,
I wasn't here that day. I'm sorry.
Jeff, you were here at the last.
I wasn't here when that happened. I was not.
Yes, you were.
Was I here?
No. All right. I don't know.
You see me at the softball
I'm not
game
going to
that
say.
night.
Okay. All right. So.
Did I read something right here real quick before you start?
I did see softball.
That's what I read. That's what I heard.
We're going to listen to Noah.
Daryl Arnett made a motion to set the time limit for comments at 3 minutes. The motion was seconded by both Paula Hall and Phyllis Howard. All council members agreed. Motion carried to set a time limit of 3 minutes for audience comments.
All right, Jeff, I'm going to tell you right now that those are doctored minutes. If you go back to the tape, you'll discover that no motion was made. Now, secondly, I know that you all don't want to listen to me because, or you don't want to answer questions because you've got 2 lawsuits against you. And anytime I ask a question, you're going to say we can't answer that because of the lawsuit. All right. But I would like to point out, Jeff, and this is back to you, is that you all made a motion to do an ordinance tonight without a reading of that ordinance. Now, it's my understanding, you please correct me, it's my understanding that for an ordinance to be passed, it has to be read or there has to be an official summary delivered by the attorney. Is that accurate?
for a new ordinance, I would agree, but this was just setting the tax rate. I don't think we have to do that.
It's an ordinance. Is it say an ordinance on it?
I don't think so, Dave.
Well,
Okay.
again, I disagree with you. Okay. I would like to request a podium for the next time I come. Is that possible?
We don't own one.
All right. Council has an obligation to, one, provide oversight to the mayor, to develop policy, set a budget, and some other things. Now, in this instance, I think that the council needs to be well apprised of if what I hear on the street and what I read in the newspaper is accurate, some real problems with the waterworks. Now, I know you've already heard about 2 of those problems tonight with lawsuits. There is an emergency order in place, or emergency, that seems to me, I've heard this question, it says, we've had 2 years to create the ordinance, so now, or create the emergency, so now we do an emergency to fix the stuff that we should have fixed in the last 2 years. Is that accurate? So we've got an emergency to fix the stuff that happened in the last 2 years under the existing management. So I think council needs to be looking at what the problem is and asking some real questions. It's my understanding, again, that you all really don't know too much about what's going on. It's my understanding that you don't get well informed about the personnel issues at the waterworks or about the revenue and expenses of the waterworks. You may disagree with me, but I'm just telling you what everyone I talk to seems to say. I want to point out that you've got a couple of problems as far as I can tell. One problem is management. Now, the management, and not all of you have been on council this long enough, but if you go backwards, you got, in 2008, there was a problem with the waterworks. The county and the city had to go to Frankfurt to the PSC and explain what was going on. A big problem. 2011, the mayor resigned. No one knows the reason, it was never mentioned. But at that same time, the electric bill couldn't be paid. So the mayor resigned, the electric bill couldn't be paid, a new mayor comes in. Now, if you'll notice, during that whole term of that new mayor, that 2.5 years, 2.5 terms of that new mayor, there was not an emergency other than that first one that was issued just to get fixed. Then, in 2025, we're having another emergency. We can't pay the electric bill. Now, we expect, it appears, that, and in fact, in an emergency, it says we're waiting for the state to come in and fix it. That's paraphrasing. So, let me tell you what happens when the state comes in and fixes it. In Martin County was in similar situation. Martin County, over a 3-year period of time, had about a 69% rate increase because it failed to do its job. I know that the mayor has asked an operating entity to come and provide resources, particularly personnel, and it's my understanding that they declined to do that. I think the council should be asking the question of why you don't have operators, why you have 2 operators who have proffered their resignations, at least by the emergency order, that's what it says. When I left up there, we had 5 operators. We trained 2 while I was there, so we had 5 operators. We had a surplus of operators. Now I'm wondering why it is that you don't. So I think the council should be asking the question, why don't we have operators? Secondly, I think this council should be asking the question, why don't we have money? When I left up there, the budget the revenue was $1.8 million. Now, at that point, there should have been a rate increase. The rate increase didn't happen, and I know it's not happened since then. I know that you all worry about senior citizens. Well, let me tell you that the CPI, which was the cost of living, that the Social Security, and I'm pretty old now, so I get Social Security, has gone up 25% since the last rate increase. Now, there's been no rate increase for City of Sargent Waterworks, 25%. That happened to be, by the way, the same rate increase that was minimally necessary when Stanley resigned in 2011. So one of the management problems is that you don't seem to think that there should be revenue to operate the system. When there's not revenue to operate the system, this is what you get. When the state comes in, it's 70% rate increase. Now, you think that, I know that the county...
We're going to adjourn.
I need to make a statement right quick. I got accused of doctoring minutes.
Yeah.
I don't doctor minutes. Dave.
I did not hear anyone say 3 minutes. I was standing next to Darrell the whole time.
Darrell made the motion, 2 ladies seconded. I watched the video, I record every one of them.
All right.
And I don't appreciate being...
Then if you show me the video, I'll apologize.
Do I hear a motion?
You said
I'll
you
apologize
said-
publicly.
Motion adjourned. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
I don't need your apology.
All opposed?
Now your updated 7-day, which is looking just plain old hot. Another day still in the low 90s at the end of the 6 o'clock show. And another day where the heat index was knocking right on the door of 110. And what you're seeing now is current conditions, but just a little while ago this afternoon, 4:40 p.m., I had a 95-degree actual reading. I had a dew point of 76.8, factor in a little humidity there. 109.7 is what it felt like out there, and it was well over 105 for the heat index most all day here in Sagersville and in a lot of other places. Another dangerously hot day today, and keep in mind, while I'm seeing 95 degrees, and I know I stress this all the time because not everyone is, but downtown, a lot of asphalt, a lot of concrete, a lot of buildings to reflect and intensify that heat. I know everyone is not seeing that, but that's where the conditions are. If you're walking on the streets in front of the newsroom, that's what it's going to feel like. So lower 90s, I think, is a more closer temperature for a lot of you, but still, it's just blistering hot, and we're looking at the heat next week to be even hotter, and maybe even a couple of days could be the worst ones we see as far as the heat is concerned. Winds moving out of the west 2-4 miles per hour a minute ago, back down to 2. Maximum gust today was at 11. Sunrise 6:31. Sunset at 8:49. Getting a little earlier every day. Don't like it. Tonight, patchy fog, otherwise mostly clear. We'll see right around 69, 70 degrees. That will sum up the rest of your Thursday evening into your Friday. Yay. For being Friday, we're going to see 90 officially again. I think we're going to see a degree or two better than that here, most assuredly. Heat index is around 100 degrees at least tomorrow, I think, is very real and very expected. A chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow after 4 to the tune of only 10%. So I think very likely another mostly, if not completely, dry day. Again, tomorrow, another hot one in the neighborhood. Pretty much 90 and 70 across the board for your Friday. And that's pretty much carrying us through the weekend. Saturday and Sunday, we've got the triplets there. It's 90, 90, and another 90, mostly sunny for both days of your weekend. Now, we do have a better chance of some showers and thunderstorms, which, don't want any severe weather, but they can really help cool things off at least for a few minutes. 40% chance, pretty much across the board, across your weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. And then we're just going to crank it up one more notch as we get into the first and middle of next week, Monday. Right now, all models showing about 91, real temperature, mostly sunny, a 30% chance of some showers and thunderstorms. And we go from the low to flirting with the mid-90s Tuesday, maybe even again on your Wednesday before we snap back to a little bit of reality. 94, sunny, only a 20% chance of some showers and storms on your Tuesday. 93, maybe 94 again on your Wednesday. Won't be surprised if we blow past those numbers, certainly here in the downtown area. Sunny, and a 30% chance of showers and storms. Thursday, 86 and 71, mostly sunny, a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms. If anyone else out there is getting close to the readings like I'm getting here in the downtown area, I'd like to know. Anybody else hit a 95 today at your home or business? Let me know. Shoot me a message on Facebook, however you want to get it to me. Be interesting to see what the other parts of the county and viewing area are having to endure. That's it just for tonight, though. I'll see you back here tomorrow wrapping up this week of Your News Today. Thank you, as always, every night for being a part of the show.